The Night Eats the World. Summary for this film: the morning after a party, a young man wakes up to find Paris invaded by zombies. Directed by Dominique Rocher, written by Jeremy Guise and Guillaume Lehman's, based on a novel by Pitt Agarman. Get a name, guys. Get a name. Jason, do you have any details? No details.
I didn't see any tagline for this. Distributed by WT Films, and it has a physical release in the U.S. on DVD.
Mm,
I saw a couple sketchy looking Blu-rays that are Region Two. I think those are bootleg, but
mm.
it's got a DVD release in the U.S.
Yeah. So uh let's start with Jason. What do you think?
Well, so we got a French zombie movie, and 10 minutes in, like you have zombies right away. You have the end of the world going on, but then it kind of that's it. It kind of stops right there. It kind of
Yeah,
slows
it
down.
fucking sure as hell does. That's
Like I thought it was, uh,
uh
like I was expecting, like it was really playing out like a 28 days later. So I was expecting just action nonstop. But this is it. It's very tense, anxiety filled. It's emotional. There's some shocking and surprising parts, and the effects are great. I thought the zombies looked cool. The dude, the actor, I thought he did a great job. I mean, it's just him on his own for the first two acts anyway. And I like how they kind of showed him organizing, getting himself straight, and getting food, and
mhm.
but that made for kind of some long,
Frank's chomping at the bit.
some long,
I'm gonna wait, man. I'm gonna wait.
some long parts. Um, I love the zombie in the elevator. I don't know. I just like that little relationship. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Bub from Day of the Dead. I enjoyed it. I think this would be a great double feature with a battery. If any of you saw that,
Yeah,
another indie zombie flick.
it's slow.
Um, yeah, yeah,
Slow,
and,
Ray.
and
It's slow.
and this is
Just to
this
let
is
you
too.
know. Like this.
Yeah, Frank should probably avoid the battery. Um,
For sure.
but yeah, I thought it was cool. I gave it a 7.
Nice.
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 Cool.
Ray, what's up?
Yeah, I agree with Jason. I saw this back in 2018 when it first came out.
Was this your
So I
second?
remember hearing about it, but then I
Yeah,
heard nothing, and I thought I was under the assumption this was going to be a horror comedy when I like first saw it, but this
right.
this is not
Wow.
Not.
a horror
Yeah.
comedy.
Not at all.
It's not
Very
really an
funny. Yeah,
action movie either, so I
yeah.
don't know.
So I watched it again, to refresh. But yeah, I liked it both times I watched it. I agree with Jason. It starts off with like a 28 days later vibe, like you're just like going to be in for some crazy action, and then I like that it rolls back. It gives you like a view of how's this guy going to survive when he was just fell
It's
asleep at a
it
party.
sprinkle it sprinkles it in every now and then the
Yeah,
action, but it's
yeah,
it's 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 a lot of just watching him
right.
go throughout his days.
Yeah, and I liked that he's in an apartment building. I like that he goes through each apartment and like takes his time with stuff to figure out what he needs, what he doesn't need. I like that kind of stuff in a post-apocalyptic flick in a zombie movie. It's more realistic. I thought the guy was a great actor. I wasn't the first time around expecting it to be as slow, like in parts. Like it really does lean into. I get why Frank. Well, after I watched it the second time, I immediately thought of Frank because I was like, yeah. I paused it to see how much time I had halfway through, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was feeling a little long. Like I'm
And
like,
it
God, this
wasn't
is.
that long, right? It was
It
only
was. It was like an hour and a half.
It was like
but
hour 20, wasn't it? Or
hour
one of these
maybe
was.
maybe hour 30 altogether. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's
okay.
yeah, but really though, it's not that long, but it feels a little long in parts because it's just him, He's just for a bulk of the movie. And then I thought a couple of things I liked. Like I love the way it was shot. I love some of the overhead views from the outside, looking down on the area he's in. I love that last shot. Spoiler alert if nobody's seen it that's watching, but there's a shot of London. Hi gang. Hi gang, Ray here. I'm at Paris, France. I'm a fucking idiot. Paris, France. Beautiful shot of Paris, France. Thanks. On the top of this roof that I think is really cool. The zombie makeup was amazing. Lack of music I didn't like. There's very little bit of music in this film. And the stuff that's in it, it's not really my cup of tea. Jason, you're a drummer. Did you think that he was pretty good at drums there?
Yeah, I did
I
actually.
was impressed.
I was
Yeah.
surprised because like normally the actors aren't playing,
Right.
but this dude was playing, and his kit actually sounded halfway decent. So
Yeah.
yeah, I know I took note of that for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was
There you
pretty
go.
cool. But yeah, overall, I liked it. There were a couple of things I would have changed thematically, like I might have added a little bit more dialogue here and there, even with the zombie who's a lot like Bub, like Jason was saying. I thought it's ripe for a sequel. I don't know how it did worldwide or whatever. I know here in America, like you guys said, it just came and went. We didn't really hear much about it, but I think it's got a potential to be a good franchise if they ever want to pick it back up. You don't really need to have that guy, but there's a lot of other stories you could do from there on out. But yeah, I liked it. I gave it a 7 out of 10 as well. So
Yeah. John?
you just, you just want to get the 3 glowing reviews and you're gonna
yeah.
I just don't want to shit on it first, I don't know what you think about it. I kind of knew what Randy thought about it before.
yeah, spoiler alert, I
Yeah.
dug it. So I remember hearing about this, I believe when it came out, because I read the title somewhere. I'm like, that's a hard as fuck title.
Right.
I really like that title. That's good. I gotta check that out. And then it just, every, media consumption, movies that you've seen a million times and all that stuff, it got lost in the shuffle. And then I came across on Tubi right before we announced our pick, so not long before our last show. I remember my first viewing, it was like, all right, yes, a zombie movie, but not about the zombies. It's about this guy. I thought it was a pretty intelligent film. I personally loved showing, like, all right, here's this human being, here's you. This is like your logic. Like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Everyone's dead. You got a mostly clear building, which was sweet. It wasn't like the Monroeville Mall. You know what I mean? It wasn't huge.
Right.
It's a finite space. So, dude was able to take care of it himself.
I love that he dug a hole or drilled a hole or whatever you want to say it.
He was doing
into the
intelligent things.
Yeah.
He wasn't an idiot about it, except,
Mm, he had
he
no
did do something dumb at the end.
He had no fucking ambition to do anything.
He was
You
just trying to
settle down,
survive.
Frank. You settle down, Frank.
Yeah.
This is John.
I'm just
It's
saying.
coming.
And then the one thing that he put the most energy into was fucking rattling off those drums to get all the zombies to come for some fucking reason. That's all I'm saying.
He probably wanted to get, well, that was probably like he wanted to get, A, he just wanted to drum, and then B, it was probably to see how many were left around him.
Yeah.
Too, probably. Let's see here. I like that right as he passes out, it all starts. Like,
Oh yeah.
The shot's still on him, all the screams start happening. That was cool. And then the fact that, like, his door was cool. They weren't trying to get in. It was just locked, I guess, and
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, sweet. They weren't trying to get in, so that was That was fortunate for him. So all right. The first other human survivors other than him that are on screen. That small family across the street, right?
Mhm.
All right. Did it piss anyone off that lady just not just jump in the fucking back seat so they could just fly? Like,
Oh yeah.
did
Yeah.
anyone, I mean, like, move, bitch, like get the fuck in there, slam that door, and let's like at least have a chance. We got a car,
Yeah.
we have a
Yeah.
car, we got a fucking,
I
for
like
all
that she was like
intents,
this, John.
arcane.
She was like, "Get away!" They were sworn
That was,
at her.
I'm sorry, they
Yeah.
deserved it.
Well, it
Not the
was
kid. It wasn't the kid's fault, but
was the was the steering wheel on the left or the right? Was she trying to get into drive or
No, she was.
ride?
Yeah, it was on the.
no, it was on the left
Yeah,
hand side, like
yeah,
Yeah,
America.
well, so then he could at least drove off. I mean, once he saw two of them's in the car, just go.
right.
Like,
I
they're
know.
dead.
All bets
Find
are
a new
off.
wife
Drive
later.
away.
Get a new
Yeah,
wife
all
later.
bets
You
are
Yeah,
off on
see ya.
that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
He also is not affected by bites or scratches, apparently, if that's how it seems it spreads, right?
It seemed like he was starting to at one point, and I thought he was going to. Like when he's sitting in that bathtub and shit, I was like, is he feeling sick? Is he starting to
well,
turn? But
he lost his mind. I don't know if
yeah,
that had
for
anything to do with
sure.
and I think the elevator zombie. What wasn't he just scratched in the back of the neck? Like
On
that's
the
what
back.
I don't
Yeah.
know. You can see his spine and stuff. Like they gnawed him
Oh,
down pretty good. Enough
okay.
that he probably bled out or they caused some kind of trauma to his spinal cord. Um, but I really liked him, Alfred, right? That was his name, Alfred.
Yeah.
He
The doctor.
was a good listener,
Yeah,
and I like the fact that
good listener.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he didn't attack. He didn't attack the. That he didn't attack the main guy. He just seemed sort of uninterested. He just went.
Well, yeah, it appeared that in this one that if you were old, like you had limited capabilities, even if you turned a zombie. Like he was just like I don't know, just trying to bite each other's cars. Like
Yeah.
where the younger people were, they're flipping out and trying. I think he had arthritis and shit when he was old. Like that carries over to his.
Mm.
But he did make me laugh a couple of times, just the way he would look at him and just every once in a while, just kind of
Yeah.
like an old dog or something.
Yeah, he was a cute character. He was.
Did you guys notice they didn't make any sounds too?
Yeah,
I
that's
did
I
it.
was
I
going to bring that
appreciated
up.
that.
Yeah,
all
that
you
was
hear
pretty
is, like
cool.
the gnashing of the teeth.
Yeah.
But the like that.
Yeah. It was,
That.
yeah.
That. That sound. That's damn sound, man. Ugh. Um. This is if we were all to wake up in an apocalypse tomorrow. I feel like I would be happy to wake up in his position. Not
Oh yeah,
alone, not alone, but like in a fucking building. All right, I got some canned foods. Is anyone left alive around me?
The windows are barred.
The windows are barred. They don't seem terribly strong. A bunch of them, yeah, but they weren't all bunched up in the beginning there.
That's
Like
pretty
there
much
was
how I live
5 of
here.
them. There was like 5 of them or something.
Bunch of crackheads out here, and then I keep my windows and doors locked.
But yeah, this was a fun movie. It's not a typical zombie movie. It's definitely more of a, I don't know, just this is kind of an average Joe. This is how he handles the apocalypse. It's like his own personal story.
Right.
A sequel, I don't know. I don't feel like it needs one. He's on his way. Godspeed, sir. I gave it a 7. I thought it was a pretty well done.
3 sevens.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Jackpot.
No, well, no, this is
Would that be a jackpot?
Yeah, no, I.
We might get our quarterback.
Um, the first thing I noticed was how much I actually enjoyed the soundtrack up front. but the thing about it is it fucking dies and then it goes to like no music at all while you watch this dude fucking go through people's apartments. It's like fucking an hour of just bullshit that this guy does.
You mean
but
surviving?
yeah, Randy, but it's a movie, you know? Like if you're gonna give me a story about a zombie apocalypse, I would assume that there would be, I don't know, an hour's worth of zombie action in an hour and a half movie.
Especially when you get it so early. Like it happens so early.
And it's vicious at the beginning. And then it's just this dude piddle farting around this goddamn apartment complex. I don't know, but I thought at the beginning I was like, wow, this is kind of boring. It's got some I Am Legend vibes. I thought a little bit of that was going on with me, which I don't really like that movie, so it set me off on the wrong foot. But like there's nothing more boring than watching one guy prepare to survive, and like if all goes according to plan, he will continue to live by himself until he commits suicide. That's like my whole thought process on it. And the thing, here's a few things that the filmmakers thought were detrimental to the story, to show us. Like they wanted to make sure this was shit we saw. Various shots of our main character digging through drawers and cabinets. It's like watching someone root through the bargains at an estate sale. Our main character trying on cool jackets, listening to some random kid make guitar sounds on a pair of headphones for quite a while. Our main character taking physical inventory of his dry food stores. Our main character rocking out on drums and other pointless time wasting. Especially when he sets up all the different little ding dong ding, like he's got water dripping and all that shit.
He wrote a song.
Yeah.
They showed it as he progressed too.
He's the greatest musician in the apocalypse.
They were just looking for filler.
And when I saw the zombies, I was like, those are so cool. They look so awesome. They've got dismembered arms. It looks great, but they don't give them to you. Fucking give them to me. They're right there. I see them. They're in the movie. Why am I watching this guy? Why am I watching this guy do the fucking hit the bottles again for the second time? It doesn't make sense.
Because she had to start singing with him. Once she started doing that, I was like, oh, what is that?
But you could say this movie.
I like that.
I did too.
Yeah, if I saw that, if I saw it pop up on YouTube, if I saw it pop up on YouTube or TikTok, fine. But in the middle of a movie that's supposed to have a story arc twice. But you could say this movie is as boring as watching a guy do chores and then talk to a zombie for an extended amount of time. Like that's it. That's everything that happens in this thing.
The movie.
I didn't know. I wanted to turn it off when he starts banging on the drums and yelling to get the zombies' attention. I was like, "Fuck this dude! I don't even care if he lives or dies. I don't care about this story." But it does.
I wish you would.
It really says a lot about how badly paced your zombie flick is when there's 20 minutes left in the film and you return to the well of the asshole hitting the bottles. That's when they brought it back, was when there was 20 damn minutes left and I'm sitting there going,
showed her what he did for fun, man.
It's a zombie apocalypse. If you turned on,
it wasn't about zombies.
I think
it wasn't about zombies.
Yeah, the way you're looking at it, I think it might be part of the problem. I think if you look. Now that's fine that you're looking at it that way, but if you like a movie that's like that are character pieces, like this is that with just during the zombie apocalypse,
right? But those
certainly aren't your movies. So it makes
let's say that you put in Madden 95, whatever the new Madden is,
94.
Yeah,
you put in a Madden video game, and when you turn it on, you're expecting to play Madden. And you get that game where you're the fucking owner of the, what is that game called? Where you're like the owner and you're trading players and shit. Yeah, there's like no actual football. That's what I felt like. I was watching a zombie movie.
Oh, like the GM.
Simulator.
Yeah.
But that's on you, man.
Do your homework.
there's nothing wrong with me not liking it. I mean, I'm fine. I'm allowed to not like a movie that seems like I'm watching a dude who might be preparing for a
You
stomp
always say
audition.
this though. Like anytime
What?
a movie slows down for a minute, you're
It's
like, "Oh
boring,
no,
Randy. I'm
oh
40
no."
years old. I'm gonna die soon. Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Character films are they're kind of a genre on your own. It's clearly not yours, but
Depends on the
Yeah.
character. I mean, honestly, I didn't care about this guy. I didn't think he was bringing anything to the table except for a boring fucking.
well, I'm just saying, like
he didn't have.
compared it to
He didn't have the fucking
Last Man on
ambition
Earth,
to.
and that's a great comparison, and I like that too. That's one of my favorite Vincent Price movies. But
But
it makes
I was
sense
thinking
for
the
you.
Will Ferrell one, not Vincent Price. That's great. I mean, there's stuff like that I love.
Will Smith. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
I'd see one
But
with Will
there's
Ferrell.
one of my like I love that post-apocalyptic dude. Like when we watched that movie Randy recommended, the zombie movie that was kind of slow paced, but it had fucking
Oh, were they in the woods in the
no Cargo. It had
Cargo. Yeah.
yeah, that
Martin
was kind of
Freeman.
slow. Yeah,
there we go.
Did a good
Yeah,
job.
Marcus Freeman does a good job.
Did a good job.
But that's a slower paced guy surviving. Like they did shit though. This was like watching Castaway or some shit with zombies happening. I didn't care. And I'm allowed to have those thoughts because it seemed like I was watching like it has to be a good character. It has to be a good character. I was watching a dude who seemed like he was preparing for a stomp audition. Survive the zombie apocalypse. Give me a cool dude that I care about.
America's Got Talent.
But yeah, I just didn't care. It's adequate filmmaking. They did a great job with what they did, but it's not my taste. 2 out of 10. If you like dumb, boring shit, watch it.
2 out of 10.
Wow.
I hated it. It was like watching paint dry, dude. There was nothing for me here.
I got you.
I love Dead Alive. Think about the pace of that.
I like
Okay.
the buddy kit.
I want
I
shit
like
to
the money.
move. I want you to tell me a story, not dwiddle around with whatever the fuck artistic notes you're pushing forward.
Did it
Yeah,
in
I-
fact insist
Yeah,
upon
don't
itself?
watch The Battery. Don't watch The Battery.
But you know,
Yeah.
I like shit like Tetsuo, so that's shit that you guys hated, and for
Oh,
similar
awful.
reasons. Probably you thought it was dumb and boring, right? Fucking everybody's got a different
Dumb.
asshole.
Yeah.
I
No, it
fucking
was
hated
bizarre.
Aunt Lee's Meat Pies. That's the worst movie I've seen in a long time. So yeah.
Well then, well then, you should watch. What was that one? Fright Vision. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.